Hey, what's up? It's Sifu Kuttel, and welcome to Tai Chi Connection, the series where we look at the movements between the movements. For this video, I want to focus on a kick to turning around and then kicking again. Now, in a sense, it's very easy. You're just going to kick, spin, kick. But if you do Tai Chi and you've done the technique like this, you know it's actually very difficult. Moving slowly, getting to the correct position, and keeping that Tai Chi energy, that flow going, is a lot harder than it sounds. So for this video, I'm going to leave one thing up to you, and that's all the kicking details. You already know what you need to be doing for your kick. So I want you to put that on the back burner, and I want you to place focus on two different parts. We're going to focus on the foot position when you step down, which is super key. And the other thing I want you to pay attention to is continuing energy in the hands throughout the entire kick. This is difficult because we have about 10 different things we're thinking about, all while trying to maintain balance. So let's go give it a shot. Now, before we get into the detail work of this, I do want to isolate what exactly we're doing for our kicks. Now, you can do a toe kick if you prefer by pointing the toes forward, but I'm going to do a heel kick having my toes point straight up. It's up to you, okay? Now, isolating the kicks, I'm not going to do anything with the hands here. I want to show you, first I'm going to kick with my left foot, and my kicking direction will remain the same direction the entire time, okay? So I'm going to raise up, kick out with my left foot. Now, I cross in front of my body. I'm going to step over towards the right, unwind with that spin, and then now I'm going to kick, heel kick again with my right foot, okay? So it's two kicks in a row. Both are kicking the same direction. The main thing is that we're going to step down, turn around, and then we kick with the other foot, okay? If it helps you get used to it, just lift the leg or kick a little bit faster. So you can do a kick, step, turn, kick, okay? Now, let's look at the details. What really makes the difference here is first, foot position. When we step down out of the first kick and we do that spin and unwind, this is what's going to make or break the second kick. The first kick is going to be easy in terms of kicking. You're just going to kick from here, step down, and then when you unwind, one of the most common mistakes is our back foot position is not correct, and we're in an awkward foot position. So when we do try to kick, we end up having to compensate by leaning, or we end up falling over, okay? So when you step down, you want to make sure it's a natural thing. So I'll start actually from kicking from this side. When I step down with my left foot, it's natural to step with the toes pivoted or pointing straight forward this way. And then once I turn around, I usually end up with the toes pointing at a 90-degree angle to where my kick is supposed to be. And this is incorrect. This is what we want to pay attention to. So you're going to have to rely on just a slight extra pivot to make sure our back foot is now pointing at that 45-degree angle. This is going to ensure that continuous flow and success of this kicking combination. Okay? So again, when I step down, I'm going to have to do an extra pivot, toes pointing out towards that 45. Just get used to this by taking a step, turn. And it requires a pivot on the toes. And I know this goes against a lot of things when people, oh, this is not Tai Chi theory, you only pivot on the heel. This one is a natural position. Once we step down, we have toes down with our right foot. We're going to have to do work with our left foot as well. And it's more natural to pivot on the toes on our left foot. Okay, so this is one of those little odd exceptions. Practice again. Step, double pivot. Step, double pivot. Step, double pivot. And I only need to practice this stepping with my left foot and then turning like a cat stance or an empty stance with my right leg forward. So my left foot takes a step, I double pivot. My left foot takes a step, I double pivot. You can also start getting a little more training involved on this. Step, pivot, lift. Step, pivot, lift. Step, pivot, lift. When it comes to kicks, holding your kick out, is one thing. Trying to swing the leg up, trying to just kick out as fast as you can just so that you get the height is not really going to benefit your kick at all. What really helps is just getting that knee up, working from here. The rest of it is just time and practice. But if you can control the body to raise this up, the kicking becomes a lot easier. Okay, so that's one thing. Let's try that with the kicks, no hands. Okay, so this time my left foot is forward. I'm going to kick with my left foot. Naturally, I should already have that 45-degree angle with my back foot. So I raise, extend the kick. Step, double pivot, raise, extend the kick. Okay? I can do the same thing. Well, we'll just do it again. I'll face this direction though this time. Again, raise, kick, step, double pivot, raise, kick. Okay? Now the hands. This is not the easiest thing in the world because you've probably at this point are thinking, I have to go from here, kick, step cross, turn, double pivot, raise, kick. Your mind doesn't have enough room to think about the hands. Whether or not your kick is great, whether or not the foot position, well, put a little more emphasis on the foot position. Don't worry so much about your kicking height, the kicking form. Take the time to isolate the hands and trust your leg to do the right thing. Eventually, you will be able to multitask and you will be able to clean both up. But you do need to take some time and isolate the hands because you've been focusing only on the foot for so long. And when people kick, that's all they end up thinking about is getting that foot up and out, and they don't even think about what their hands are doing. Okay? So, let's isolate the hands without the kick. Okay? So I come up, out, step. Here, I have to drop the hands down as I'm turning, and then as soon as I finish that turn, my hands should already come up in the crossed position. This is not an easy thing to do. So open, step, turn, open, step, turn, open, step, turn, open, step, turn. You can focus on that double pivot at the same time. Now, the last thing that we will do is combine this with the kick, but you have to get used to the timing of just raising the hands and then extending out, raising the hands, extending out. Just doing this simple exercise with the step is going to do a lot for your kick. You can even get to the point where you raise the leg up. Step, turn, raise the leg up. Again, here, raise the leg up, then step down, double pivot, raise the leg up. You want to eliminate that time where you end up moving the hands too fast and then you're sitting here while you're turning around, or the time where you've turned and your body's waiting for the hands. You want this to be synchronized. You want it to work together, okay? Now, the last thing is tie it all together. Again, like I said before, trust your foot to do the kick. I'm not expecting perfection. You shouldn't expect perfection out of the kick because you should expect perfection out of your foot position when you step. And the hands continuously moving. No breaks, no bumps, no loss of energy. It's like somebody has a plug and they pull the plug right in the middle of your form and the hands just die off. You don't want that. You want the entire body to have a consistent flow of energy. Okay? So, again, cross, raise, kick, hands are dropping, I'm doing the double pivot, and notice the hands keep going, okay? Again, from this position, as soon as I kick and the hands come down, they continue to move, cross, and then come out with the kick. So take the time, focus on this, and you'll find a lot of benefit to not just this kicking combination, but any of your kicks. Okay, so there you have it. Now, if you pay attention to that foot position, it makes everything else a lot easier. So after you kick, really take the time and put in the effort to turn that foot and pivot that foot as you set it down. It'll make your kick a lot better, and it sets you up much better for your following position. The other thing about the hands is very difficult because, like I said before we started, you have about 10 things going on in your mind while you're doing this kick, trying to maintain balance on top of it. And then the part of the kick that we think about last is the hands, and you have to take the time to put focus on that. So let your mind think about the hands and trust your leg knows what to do for the kick. Once you're able to focus on both independently, you can start combining it together later on. But before you get to that point, you're going to have to isolate. So put in the time, again, on the hands, because that's just as essential part of the kick as the foot. Okay? So if you have any questions, drop a comment down below. Otherwise, make sure to hit that like button. And as always, be sure to subscribe. Till next time, this is Sifu Kuttel.